Hello, everyone out there. Welcome back to the Meandering Conversations podcast. I am back with another episode, and I am once again joined by my co host, Bryce. Would you like to say anything?
Howdy, partner.
And, yeah, this is a podcast where we talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. So I watched Inception the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. It
I
was
think it's good.
Yeah, I love like how fucking like dark and sad the whole thing with Leonardo DiCaprio and his wife.
Yeah, and how he's trying to relive his past and shit with
But then like what happened to cause her death though? Like the spoilers for Inception where he incepted her brain to make her feel like the world was fake, so then she eventually killed herself, but to force him to try to do it, she like filed a claim explaining that like he was abusive and shit like that, so he couldn't see his kids again. That's so fucking dark.
Yeah, it is very dark. Good
Now,
movie.
yeah. But so do you at the end, do you think he's in a dream or not?
Does it matter?
Well, because that's the whole thing with like the implications of why he rolled the top. Like that's what Christopher Nolan wanted you to think is whether he was in a dream or not. I think he was in
Yeah.
reality because there's a
Okay.
lot of evidence
I haven't
pointing.
really I know how it ends.
What?
I know how it ends, but I don't exactly remember
So
everything.
so the ending is they managed to successfully incept the guy's mind, and then they leave, the process, and then the one guy who like hired him for the job like called off the thing, and then Michael Caine, his like stepdad or his father-in-law, I mean, picked him up and then took him home to his kids. And when he got home, he pulled out the top and started to roll it, but then his kids looked back at him and he's like, fuck it, I don't care anymore, and then just walks over to his kids. And the end shot is the camera slowly zooming in on the top, and it starts to teeter a bit, but then it cuts before if it falls or not.
So if it falls, it's reality, but if it keeps spinning, then it's
A dream, yeah.
okay.
I think that it was reality, though. There's a lot of evidence pointing to that because they mention in the film that in a dream you don't remember how you get certain places. You see him get to the house. And also, in every single time that he's in a dream, he's wearing his wedding ring. In that end scene, he's not wearing his wedding ring. Then also, Michael Caine in an interview said that Christopher Nolan told him that every single scene that he was in reality. And Michael Caine is in that final scene.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed Inception. I love how
Yeah, I think it's good.
yeah, I love how the one thing I knew from that movie was like the revolving hallway scene, because I remember people talking about that effect where like to do that it was like the hallway was like on a contraption that would turn it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
love just like those kind of effects because in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, that's how they did the scenes of like the of Freddy like dragging her up on the ceiling and killing her. That's how they did that effect. And with Johnny Depp getting sucked in the bed and all the blood skyrocketing out, that's how they also did it.
Yeah, young Johnny Depp's in that shit.
Yeah,
He plays like the
boyfriend of the main character.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just gets killed. But no, I love those kind of effects, and yeah, and I swear to God, man, every single Christopher Nolan film except the Batman movies has some like time dilation crap, because you have that in Inception, where
Yeah.
each time they incept, isn't it longer time for them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Every minute in real life is like an hour in Inception time or whatever the fuck it is.
yeah. But if they keep incepting, it gets longer and longer for them. No, I really enjoyed that movie, and they like set up a lot of the rules, but I was still confused at some moments. I feel like that movie very well explains itself, but it does it in such a fast way that I get confused. 'Cause like,
Yeah.
why I didn't exactly get the reason to why Leonardo DiCaprio and his wife got like stuck there, and he needed to incept her to make her change to get out. I wasn't sure on that. I was a bit confused on that because I wasn't sure, because he mentioned like she locked something away, and you see her putting the top in like a safe, implying that like she realized that it doesn't matter if the world is fake or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a good movie though. Uh,
Yeah.
Never realized how often Christopher Nolan reuses a lot of the same actors. Because Tom Hardy's in that.
Yeah, definitely.
Tom Hardy's in that. Michael Caine's in that, and
The one that plays in Dark Knight Rises, he's in that.
oh, does he play Arthur? The like guy who's like Leonardo DiCaprio's like
Right hand man, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But also Cillian.
Even his the wife is also the chick from Dark Knight Rises too.
Oh, the fucking Raja Ghul's daughter or whatever the fuck
Cool
that was.
daughter.
And the guy who they're trying to incept is in a lot of his movies. He plays Scarecrow in Dark Knight and Batman Begins. He also he's in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
So is Tom Hardy though.
Yeah.
But no, I love Tom Hardy in that movie. Like the British guy who kind of doesn't give a fuck or whatever. Like, I love his performance in that.
Yeah, I agree.
He's probably the best part of the Venom movies, is Tom Hardy's crazy ass performance in those. You haven't seen them, I'm guessing.
I've seen them first.
But no, the best part of his performance in the first one is when he's like talking on the phone to his like ex, and then Venom like voices him in his mind. He's like, "Would you shut the fuck up?" Like he's acting like fucking Adam Sandler in that movie, and it's hilarious. Like, "Oh, shut up, shut up." Yeah, but no, Christopher Nolan likes to mess around with like time dilation and shit like that, because you got Inception, but then you also got what the fuck is that one movie? Interstellar?
No shit.
I think like cuz
He did the magic one, right?
The Prestige. Yeah.
Prestige, yeah.
That's
Prestige is awesome.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite movie of his.
Yeah, that or Dark Knight.
Yeah, I like that better than Dark Knight.
I think Dark Knight's right up there.
Is a young man's game. But Then, even in Dunkirk, you got some, like, time dilation, because there's, like, the 3 different, like, point of views. Like, the planes are only an hour away from Dunkirk, but they're cut in with the rest of the movie's timeline.
Yeah.
I forget what movies do that, where, like future events are being edited with the same events, but like I swear that's a thing, but I might just be high, but I swear I've seen
Yeah, I
that
don't
before.
remember.
Well, it's kind of like Pulp Fiction, where like that movie is like the end is shown first, right? The diner's the end, kind of.
It's like moments before that. And
Yeah. Well, technically the
yeah,
last
it's pretty good.
Technically, the last thing chronologically is the gold watch section.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, him dying. Yeah. Julian dying.
Julian? Huh?
Is it Jules? Is his name Jules?
Yeah, Jules doesn't
Or am I
die.
confusing?
Oh, you're talking about Vincent. John
Vincent.
Travolta's
Vincent and Jules.
Vincent.
Yeah. I mixed up the characters' names.
Yeah, he gets sprayed
Yeah,
down
Vincent.
by Bruce Willis.
Does that happen? That happens before the GIMP scene, doesn't it?
Yes, that happened because he goes back to his
But
apartment.
technically, the GIMP scene is the last scene.
Yes, him driving away with his girlfriend is the last scene, but we're cut back to the you shot Marvin in the head scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I guess kind of Reservoir Dogs kind of does that. Because, like, you start in the middle of the action, but then you cut back to how they got there.
Yeah, it's a better way of rolling out a story, I feel like.
Yeah, and kind of the same thing with, is
More
Kill Bill kind of like that?
interesting than direct, like... it does have some flashback, but I wouldn't say it's pretty much chronological order.
Well, except, like, the first thing you see is...
It just has a lot of it just has
Yeah.
a lot of flashback.
Well, from what I can
It's not
tell...
the same as
You know what I just realized? I think we talked about this before.
No, I don't think so. No, I would have remembered this.
I swear, I have a podcast
We talked about
titled
these movies.
I think we talked about non-linear storytelling. Hold on. But, yeah, well... Inception...
Bring up fucking Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Inception was good as shit.
No,
though.
fucking Jackie Brown's a great example of that. The mall scene.
Yeah.
But that's more of like, what person of view, like, different point of view.
Dude, I have to make sure we did not do
Storytelling.
this before. I swear we talked about non-linear storytelling before. I think the episode was called Jurassic Disaster and Non-Linear Storytelling. Please tell me we didn't talk about this before. Nope, wait, we talked about linear storytelling. What the fuck? Did I mix up linear and non-linear storytelling?
Possibly.
Well, I don't care. We still talked about it in this episode. Fuck it.
I know, why does it matter? Joe Rogan has 2,000 podcast episodes, and they damn near talk about the same thing every fucking time.
Yeah, fair. But, so Thursday this week, last this week, whatever you want to call it. No, it was Wednesday. I talked to you about, I messaged you when I got broken down outside the theater, because I went to go see fucking Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, how was that?
Heaping pile of dinosaur shit.
Well, yeah, I could have told you that one.
Dude, that movie's so bad. Love how both of the
What is it,
episodes we've talked about nonlinear storytelling. We also talked about Jurassic World.
Yeah, I feel like Jurassic World kind of piggybacked off the same style of directing as like the Marvel movies, and I just don't like it. I don't like the acting. There's just not a lot of things that I like about the way those movies are produced.
What do you like? Do you like the original Jurassic Park?
The original one, yeah, it's better than. Feels more like a fucking horror movie. It's not like.
That's interesting that you say it's a horror movie, because I think a lot of people
It's more like a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's not. The Jurassic World movies aren't fucking scary.
Actually, there was one good scene in the new one of good tension, but no, it's not.
Not compared to Jurassic World 1.
You mean Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park, I mean.
Yeah, because you have, like, the T-Rex breaking out of the paddock.
Yeah, you have, like, the fucking velociraptors hunting the kids through the kitchen and shit. That shit's terrifying.
And then you have the fucking Samuel Jackson's arm falls on her shoulder, and she's like, "Mr. Arnold!" Ah!
Yeah, you have the one dude that's stealing the formulas.
Yeah, and
he gets the fucking
Dilophosaurus,
whatever that thing's called. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
The thing with like the stretchy ass like
Frilly
umbrella
thing.
head.
Yeah. See the talking about Jurassic Park and you saying it's like horror-ish. I feel like a lot of people would disagree with you on that, but it's like, nah, I think it's at least horror adjacent. Like,
no, I'm not saying it's considered a horror movie, but I would say I would call that a horror movie before calling any of the Jurassic World movies a horror movie.
Yeah, but then like the interesting thing though about that though is I just think of all like the fact that movie genres kind of make no sense because movies can fall under multiple genres. Like,
yeah, unless it's following the structure, a very specific structure of horror, like Alien. Alien is sci-fi, but also
I would say horror before sci-fi.
You think? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the sci-fi elements are just as good.
Yeah, but
it feels hyper realistic.
Yeah, yeah. I
like that could be that feels like if you were in the 80s or late 70s whenever the Alien came out, you would think, oh yeah, the future. Yeah, the future could look like this. Yeah. Back then, not now, but back then you could be like.
Would you call Aliens horror adjacent still?
No, I'd call that more like.
But I would still call
more like
it
sci-fi
horror. Like
it's more sci-fi action.
But like for like its third genre, like I would say horror still. I would say that's at least still a horror movie.
Yeah.
I
guess it's more or less the vibe of the movie that I get.
But it's still, like, dark, and, like, there are scary scenes in that.
Yeah.
Because, like, an example that I like to pull up is, like, is Predator a horror movie? And I would say yes. It's practically a slasher.
Yeah.
Like, I would
but in my head while watching it, I wouldn't call it a slasher.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm Friday the 13th or.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like, it's also like, for some reason, I would classify, like, Escape from New York, like, horror adjacent, even though I wouldn't really say that's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's definitely not a horror movie.
But I would still say it's horror adjacent for some. Maybe because it's John Carpenter who made it, but I feel like I would still say it's horror adjacent. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know if it has that many elements of scare to it.
An interesting one.
I mean, not like The Thing. It's not like The Thing. The Thing is definitely way more horror.
It's also. Would you classify the Thing as like? See, I would also not. I wouldn't classify. The thing is, I wouldn't even classify like Big Trouble in Little China as. I would just call that action.
No, yeah, that one definitely.
But for some reason, I feel like Escape from New York is at least kind of closer. But I guess it's also the
Just
way
like
that
sci-fi.
No, I'm not saying sci-fi. I'm saying horror. It's closer to horror with Escape
Well,
from New
no
York.
shit, Big Trouble. Big Trouble in
Yeah.
Little China's not horror.
At the least, yeah. An interesting thing is, like, would I classify, like, if I really thought about it, would I classify, like, I know you haven't seen it, Assault from Precinct 13? I would classify that
I've
as...
seen.
You've only seen, like, some of it, I thought.
Yeah, like the first half.
Yeah.
You wouldn't call that horror. You call that more of a thriller.
I would call it kind of horror adjacent.
I'd say more thriller.
What,
I feel like the category you're thinking of is almost thriller. Like it can have scares in it, but it's not horror. I think is meant to like literally like scare you
Would you...
in a very.
I was about to say, in another similar case, would you call Seven a horror movie? Or would you say thriller?
I'd say thriller.
Yeah.
You don't really witness any of the murders happen.
Yeah.
I think if that was the case, then it would be more scary.
Yeah, but...
If like... Because it's more of an
Yeah.
investigation.
You're cutting out a bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But yeah, like, the point that I'm making, though, Bryce, is that movies can have multiple genres. Like, it's not that all of them can be just labeled as one.
No, they can have elements, but I think usually you can find a pretty broad category to place most movies in.
Like, an example of this is I wouldn't... the thing is, it's like, Star Wars is sci-fi, but I would say it's more closer to fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah, I would say it's closer to fantasy than sci-fi. I don't know why, because it's
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Because it was stupid for
Yeah.
worse, honestly. I think Star Wars would be better if it was just straight up like.
I feel like that's so interesting how, like, I can't recall if there's any, like, similar things to, like, a Star Wars type, like, galactic war that's just sci-fi. For some reason, I can't recall if there's anything like that, because Star Wars I would call, like, fantasy.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, but that's more of, like,
It's intergalactic.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Star
really...
Trek, maybe?
Yeah, probably, but I don't fucking watch Star Trek, so...
I heard Star Trek's pretty good.
Yeah, William
I'd
Shatner.
maybe give it a shot someday.
See,
I heard some seasons are better than others.
But then there's also the movies.
Yeah. Remember Stargate?
Oh, yeah.
That shit's probably gay as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's Roland Emmerich, the guy
Buzz Lightyear.
The Buzz Lightyear. Dude, remember that show? The fucking, like, the classic show like that? So,
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, real quick. So the opening of Lightyear, the new Buzz Lightyear movie, starts with, like...
Yeah.
It starts with this text saying, like, Andy from Toy Story in 1996 got a toy Buzz because it was from his favorite movie, and this is the movie you're about to see. Like, that's the first thing you see when opening that movie. No, that is not the Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story.
Yeah, it's the fucking animated. Did the animated count? The animated Buzz Lightyear show, did that come before or after Toy Story?
It came after. They made it after, but...
Okay.
It's more in line with Toy Story than Lightyear was.
Yeah, doesn't the new Lightyear guy, like, it feels more hyper-realistic?
Yeah,
it's not like a kid's show?
Yeah, the new Lightyear
Or it's not
is
as...
like,
childish.
Yeah, it's not as childish, even though it's not even funny. But it's like, speaking of Interstellar,
It really,
they do like time dilation in that fucking movie, where like he travels in space for 4 minutes, but on the planet that he was on, it's for like 4 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with them fucking? I hate the fact that they're trying to make like Marvel movies for like adults now, and then they're also trying to make other kids shit have like an adult vibe to it. Like, why can't you just make kids movies, and then make?
Well, because like with kids movies, you can have a like a good message behind them, even if it's like a kids movie. Like that's the important part of a kids movie, is trying
Oh,
to
but
have
that's
a
not what they're doing. They're not making a kids movie anymore. They're tricking adults into thinking that superheroes and shit are for adults, and it's like, no, fucking 12-year-olds are supposed to be watching fucking, like, we're gonna watch. I'll probably watch it still, but it's like fucking Iron Man and whatever is supposed to be for fucking kids.
I don't know, there's a sex scene in that.
Yeah, that's my point exactly.
Oh, okay.
Kids are gonna want to see that shit, and then it's like, but they're making them not kids movies.
Well, dude, fucking, there was a 4-year-old when we saw Deadpool 2.
Deadpool's not marketed as a kids movie, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say the Marvel movies are marketed as kids movies. I don't know.
They make kids' toys out of those characters.
You know, okay, fair.
I mean, they make Deadpool toys too, though.
Yeah. I guess it's just like a...
They're trying to be like a strict parent
Yeah.
with all the content that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And that constantly walks the line of, like, ratings and stuff.
What
are Marvel movies? PG-13?
Yeah, most Marvel movies are PG-13, but recently I know on Disney Plus they added like all of like the darker, especially I think Moon Knight is supposed to be like a darker show, and they added like the Daredevil show from Netflix on there, and they like changed it so they can like moderate it from like the adult content from the kids content on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of The Boys, the show?
Yeah, where it's like the adult superhero like gory show. Yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
watched
a good
it?
example of that, but my coworker was talking to me about it.
I actually heard it's good. Cause from my friend who watched it, Carter, me and him both love the show Invincible on Amazon Prime, which is pretty much just like a cartoon version of The Boys, but Invincible is fucking gory as shit. Like, that is not a kid's show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even had a full episode talking about us trying to beat Omni-Man with another character, but yeah. No, I've heard good things about The Boys, but I haven't taken the time to watch it.
There's some pretty funny, like, scenes in it.
Yeah.
Like, my sister told me about this scene where this guy, the superhero, was like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So he should restrain himself, but he's also gay. So he, like... So he turns himself small to, like, massage the inside of this guy's dick. Then he sneezes, and I guess if he sneezes, he grows back. So he explodes some guy's dick and kills him.
Man, no, this show seems great.
Yeah.
That literally sounds like a sketch we would come up with, like...
Yeah, I saw this scene that like recruiting people, I guess, and then this lady's like, "Yeah, this guy's blind, but he has super extreme hearing or whatever." And then he walks up to the guy and slaps him on the ears, and it like blows his head up and kills him because his hearing's so like sensitive.
That sounds like a parody. Like, that's what it
is. I guess the heroes in it are like anti-heroes, so they like. He is making a team to fight the people that are claiming to be superheroes, but are actually like dickheads, I guess.
Yeah.
like abuse their power or whatever.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. I don't honestly know. This is all.
This sounds like Venture Bros, which is kind of like a superhero parody. Because in that, I at least think that
We can
like
talk.
I think like in that they do like a Human Torch type thing, but like he only can set himself on fire once, and then that actually like burns his skin or something like. It's like a horrific thing.
Yeah, and they only use it. Or like a Suicide Squad almost.
Oh yeah, or like it's like the detachable kid, and then he just gets fucking shot. Dude, that's probably my favorite part about Suicide Squad is just ridiculous villains getting fucking killed.
The rat thing, they just drowns.
Just fucking falls in the water and just drowns.
Jacket is just super unorganized, like.
Yeah. Oh, and then, dude, yeah, I love that kind of shit where it's like parody type shit that just like I don't know why like gory ass like superhero shit I love because it's like it's taking like actual like physics into account and I love that kind of shit where it's like hyper realistic. What?
Like Deadpool 2 when the team drops out of the sky and like all of them die because they just go like guns a-blazing, but none of them know how to fucking.
No, because there's wind apparently. That was the problem, I think.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. They don't know how to navigate
Yeah.
high jump without taking into account of wind or anything.
Or it's like in the first one where he tries to like punch Colossus, but he's made out of metal, so he just breaks his wrists.
Like that. And it is, but he's still just like can hurt himself.
Well, yeah, because Deadpool can just do anything to himself, and he comes back. Like he doesn't.
Does he feel the pain? Or does he...
No, he feels pain. Like
his pain tolerance has to be like mitigated, right?
Well, like I'm guessing like if he has experienced like so much like pain by like getting shot or like getting blown up like he does half the time, he must like at least be numbed to it at that point. Cause wouldn't his like pain tolerance go up to where like he would?
Yeah, just...
Yeah. Isn't in the first Deadpool, doesn't he like try kicking Colossus in the crotch and then like he breaks his leg and he's like, your poor wife or something?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. No, that's the reason. And then, so remember in Deadpool 2 when like he's facing off with Cable in the back of the truck and like he shoots the first bullet at him and he cuts the bullet in half. Do you know what that's a reference to?
First Class or
it was X-Men Origins Wolverine where that was like the stupid shit that Deadpool could do in that where like he deflects all the bullets or cuts them in half by swinging his swords, but they parody it by like he gets the first one and he's like awesome, but then he like he Cable keeps shooting at him and he swings his swords and then it cuts to like a wide shot and you just see like blood, like he's not cutting the bullets in half, he's just getting shot through the body. To be honest, I think the Deadpool movies hold up.
Really, Malibu?
Well, that was a great cutback. But no,
Alright.
As I
I
said,
don't even know what we were talking about before.
we're talking about realistic physics and superheroes and like how they played up for like a gory comedic effect where it's like realistic
If superheroes
Like in The Boys, you said that he had, like, the guy was blind, but he had super hearing, but he just touched his ears, so his head exploded, like...
Well, he slaps him.
Yeah.
He slapped him pretty hard.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I like when superhero movies take that into effect, like in Deadpool when he punches Colossus and his wrists break, because that would happen. Like...
Yeah, if superheroes were real, a fucking shit show.
Yeah. See, I feel like I enjoy that more because even, like, in Iron Man, like, the thing, like, I was watching, like, a VFX breakdown of this from Corridor, and they mentioned, like, how when he got in his, like, in Avengers 1, when he's falling down off the building and, like, he gets in the suit wraps around him and he, like, turns around so fast, they mentioned that, like, his organs would still be moving at that speed, so if he turned around that fast, he would just break his organs apart. Like, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see that movie. But,
Malibu, you just asked... Sorry, the cat's being...
Possessed by the demon Satanos esibiti de sante somatatre un sante me crada. I feel like it is so weird in superhero media where, like, they have science, but then they also have, like, fucking magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially
Yeah.
in the MCU,
Well,
you have, like, gods, like fucking Thor and shit. But I think in that they explain it like he's not necessarily a god, he's just, like, kind of like an alien, I think, by a technical I don't fucking know.
He's just a different species that
Yeah.
live longer and I guess can possess. No, it's still like fantasy mixed with.
Yeah, because when they die, they go to Asgard, so... No, Valhalla, sorry, wrong thing. No. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me that much, but I feel like that's such a weird thing. I guess kind of like Hellboy's depiction of it I don't mind, because isn't that like a combination of science and, like, mystical elements?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that when, like, they combine science and, like, mechanized shit, kind of like what, is that kind of what Black Ops Zombies is, or is it more of, like, just science? Because I think when you get into, like, BO3, I think it's mystical also, because you have, like, the fucking apothecans and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which are
No, there's like a science. There's like a whimsical shit to the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like Cthulhu oriented, right? Kind of like an eldritch horror. Like an unspeakable... Because that's kind of what the apothecans would be, right? Like a unspeakable evil.
Yeah.
You have any opinions on Cthulhu? Or...
No, not really.
Well, but you understand, like, the basic type thing where it's like an eldritch horror that's, like, unexplainable. But the thing is that they're not really mystical from what I remember. It's kind of like they're like a fourth dimensional being or shit like that.
Yeah.
Because for some reason when I hear stuff like that, I don't think magic. Is that weird?
What do you think then?
I don't know, because it feels different than... Because, like... It's like a... It's hard for me to explain. It's like, to me, that's more of just, like, fourth dimensional shit, and for some reason, that makes me think of, like, science or, like, cosmic horror type shit. Because, like, in an example I'm gonna bring up, is in, like, Ben 10, there's this cult called the Esoterica that can harness powers from this being called the Dagon, which is a Cthulhu-like figure, and they get, like, powers to, like, shoot energy. And for some reason, to me, that's not mystical. It's more like cosmic energy. It's weird, the way that I view it.
I suppose.
Well, because when I think of, like, magic, I think of, like, the demon Satanos rise from the grave and it will grant us power, like the Dark Lord will grant us power through his stuff. But when, for some reason, when I think of that kind of stuff, where it's, like, eldritch, unexplainable horrors and shit like that, it's hard for me to explain.
Yeah.
Because the original Cthulhu story is based off of H.P. Lovecraft. Well, he wrote that, and H.P. Lovecraft is known for, like, cosmic eldritch horrors and shit like that. Love how your response to this is just, yeah.
I don't fucking pay attention to Cthulhu. What the fuck do I have to say about it?
He's a giant tentacle demon, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah. I don't. Shadows of Evil is the only
example you have of that.
Yeah.
So wait, this is just me questioning COD Zombies because I'm just reiterating. So wait, the Keepers are the good guys, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're trying to stop you from letting the Shadow Man
and the Apothecans into the reality.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh fuck, dude, Zombies lore. I thought I had it down once Black Ops 3 finished, but after that, man, I do not have it fucking down.
Yeah.
Because, like, in Blood of the Dead, they say, like, the Chronorium can rewrite time, so that changes the events of what happens, like that. And to me, that's just the laziest way to get yourself out of, like, an ending ever. Right?
Yeah.
I fucking hate how movies can just, like, retcon themselves out of fucking nowhere.
You're a retcon.
I can't think of an example of it at the current moment, except Jurassic World Dominion, but I'm not gonna fucking talk about that, but...
Yeah.
Like, I understand that sequels have to happen, or sequels want to be had, and if they wrapped everything up in the first one, then they need to explain something, but do it in a clever way that doesn't retcon the fuck out of the first or the other movies. Like, an example is Friday the 13th. Because the first movie they explain Jason drowned, but then they just retcon it in the second one to be like, no, he survived and other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't know the zombie lore that much.
I'm not talking about zombies, though. I'm just talking about retconning now. Do you know what that means? By, like...
Yeah.
They changed something proactively because they wanted to change it for some reason.
Yeah.
I love how...
But zombie...
Oh, sorry. Go.
But zombies, I guess, kind of did that, didn't they?
Well, the way that they did it with, like, Black Ops 2 and 3, I didn't mind it, but what they did later on is what really fucking confused me and I didn't care about.
Like Black Ops 4?
Yeah. Because that just decided to throw everything out the window. They definitely jumped the shark in that. What does that phrase mean? It's like they go so ridiculous again. Hold on.
I have no clue.
Jump the shark. Meaning. Reach a point at a far-fetched events include merely for sake of novelty in... Why does the dictionary have to fucking make itself, like, the most, like, confusing words ever? Like, why can't they just fucking say it for, like, the idiot vert? Like, do you know what I mean? Because, as I said...
I don't know.
Well, no, because I'm saying, like, here it explains, like, reach a point at which far-fetched events are included merely for sake of novelty indicated of a decline in quality. Like...
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but sure.
Well, yeah, that's the point that I'm making, is that, like... they have to fucking make it fancy sounding to make themselves sound smarter when I don't know what the fucking definition means if they make it sound smart. Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you gotta look up the definitions for all the...
Other word, yeah, and then I just go into an infinite feedback loop. But no, it practically means, like, it far-fetched events for comedic reasons, but yeah, mainly known for TV shows. Because the reason why it was created was because this show, in episodes from the fifth seasons of American sitcom Happy Days, where a guy jumps over a shark on water skis.
Yeah. But wait, have I talked to you about, fuck, what's the fucking show called that me and Ryan were watching? It's with the dude from Land of the Lost.
Will Ferrell or Danny McBride?
No, the other...
Danny McBride?
Maybe, hold up.
Hold on, Danny. Well, what's the
I
show
got
about?
Danny McBride in TV shows. The first season is so fucking funny. It's about this baseball player who
The Righteous
who
Gemstone? Eastbound and Down?
yeah, the first season's worth watching. It's very funny.
Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
What the hell is this show about? After
It's about
Substance...
this baseball player that just gets popular because he could throw like a really fast fastball, but he's not very good and he's like an alcoholic. So he like gets traded around to all these teams and he progressively gets worse and then he just ends up like broke. And then he has to go back to his hometown and then he becomes like a gym teacher.
So
and
it's
it's just
this
him
sounds
trying
like
to become...
this sounds like The Way Back.
No. It's funny, it's a comedy.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually good.
It's funny.
Yeah. I think you'd find the first season hilarious.
Yeah, maybe I'll give that a watch, but I don't think I have any of these streaming
Yeah, I
services
think it's
on.
on HBO.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that's where I saw it. Alyssa does ask her for a password.
Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, but what the fuck were we doing? The dictionary and jumping the shark. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Speaking of, for some reason I just thought about this because I don't think you've watched this show, but because I was thinking about like comedic shows and shit like that, and I love how everybody fucking says that The Office is the most hilarious thing ever when I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's funny. There's definitely funny scenes in it.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's...
a lot of the fucking humor is just like awkward shit where like someone says or like Steve Carell says something racist, but he doesn't know that he says something racist, so then everybody just like looks wide-eyed. There's just silence for like 10 seconds, and I just don't find that funny. I just find it awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, I like the fucking scene where, like, Dwight cuts open the fucking the mannequin thing and, like, cuts
Yeah,
off
that
the
seems
face.
funny.
Yeah, no, that's funny, but I don't find, like, awkward humor, like, that kind of shit funny. Like, I find Parks and Rec 10 times funnier than fucking The Office.
Always Sunny's funnier than them both.
Well, yeah, no shit. But it's also, like, different styles of humor, because some people, you know, their fucking hearts will go out if they hear half the shit that they say on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's ironic humor, but also I feel like that's kind of there's a lot of irony in The Office and Parks and Rec.
Well,
Like
yeah.
some of the characters are like really awful people if they're real.
Well, yeah, but that's the point, though. It's not real, so you can laugh at it. That's the point. Well, yeah, because Always Sunny is just 4 sociopaths doing whatever the fuck they... No, 5. Doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
But no, Always Sunny is funny, yeah. It's kind of the same thing with Trailer Park Boys, where they're all just kind of like white trash.
Yeah, Trailer Park was another good example.
I love how they're all just fucking armed in that show. Like, they all have guns for no reason.
Yeah.
But no, like, I guess, like, taking a thing for a joke. It's also like the Rick and Morty thing where, like, they say humor like that. But then they also kind of, like, commentate it on, like... Isn't there, like, a scene where, like, Rick is like, if I were to use this microscope, it would make me mentally retarded, and then Morty's just like, Rick, I don't think you should be saying that, because I think that word is just used by, like, I forgot what the whole, like, dialogue was, but then Rick just says, like, no, Morty, I'm not trying to be offensive to people with mental disabilities, but I'm saying if I would use this, it would make me actually retarded. Do you know what
That's
scene I'm
funny.
talking about?
Yeah, it's the episode with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized, I love how the devil is a character in Rick and Morty, but that show is, like, so featured around science half the time that I don't
Not
know how
really
the fuck...
science. No, it's not real science. There's not. It's
Yeah.
based on like a theory of science or like.
Yeah. I love how they just have Cenobites in that, but the weirdest thing to me is also, I feel like Cenobites, I also don't see them as, like, mystical demons for some, like, I don't know why it's so weird to me that, like, that kind of stuff I don't see as, like, just straight, like, mystical shit. I don't know why. It is so weird, like, that my opinion, or just my thoughts don't see that. Do you get what I'm saying, or no?
Not really.
Well, because... I don't know. It's so weird to me that I view them separately than, like, demons and shit like that. I don't know why. Maybe because they even say in, like, the first one that we're like, we are demons to some, angels to others. Because they're not the bad guys in that first one. It's Frank.
Yeah.
Not your cat,
They're not the bad guys in the second one either. It's the fucking
bitch. And the
doctor, dude.
With the penis. Yeah. With the penis tentacle sticking out of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I think we've had a weird-ass discussion. This is one of those episodes where I don't have any strict topic, it's just us talking, which I'm fine with. These ones, though, I have to pay more attention while editing, because I have to figure out what I'm gonna title it. The other ones, I know what, when we stick to a straight thing, I already know what we're gonna title it, it's just, I just gotta listen to it. Like the Would You Rather episode, I knew what I was
Just
going to
title it Fantasy and Science.
Fantasy and
something.
science. Nah,
Or some
probably
shit.
probably my best titles of this has been the Cults and Cinnabites, or Morgan Freeman and the Childhood Games. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know why I like that title so much. But anyways, this has been the Meandering Conversations podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe down below. Share this with people. If you want to talk about the topics we talked about in this episode, please put them in the comment section down below. And, yeah, do you have any final things?
Fuck no.
Fuck no? Okay. See you guys later.